U.S.-China trade war is really starting to gum up container traffic. We're starting to see the actual numbers. We've got some actual numbers here. By the way, I mentioned yesterday 3 companies had met with Trump, the CEOs of 3 big box companies. I said at the time, I believed that it was Walmart, Target, and Home Depot. I was right. Those were the 3 stores. Walmart sources roughly 60% of everything in their stores from China. For Target, it's 50%. And Target, of course, is also dealing with another problem, and that is that they blew up their DEI programs in deference to Donald Trump, while Costco said, no way, screw you, Trump, we're going to keep our DEI programs. And guess what? Black people are saying, in particular, queer people, people basically who, and women who would be the beneficiaries of DEI programs. And again, DEI is not affirmative action. It does not say promote a less qualified black person or woman or whatever above a more qualified white man. Instead, it says find the most qualified people you can, but look in a larger, through a larger window, open the door wider, pick your metaphor, interview more people, basically. Anyhow, so that is going on. This is according to data published by the Port of Los Angeles. Container traffic was 56% higher this week than a year earlier. Now, why was that? Because the week before Trump announced that the tariffs were coming, every big box store in America said, hey, those orders that we've got that you're supposed to ship next week or the week after, ship them all now. So there was this flood of stuff that came into the country last week and the week before. But next week, starting Monday, next week, they're expecting the container traffic to be 11% lower, and the week after that, 33% lower. And for shipments from China into Los Angeles, the Port of Los Angeles, they're looking at a crash. Shipments from China to the U.S., bookings fell 64% in the first week of the month. Now, that's bookings. This is, orders, basically. A 64% drop. That will show up. Now, that was the first week of April. That will show up in the first week of May. Importers are canceling shipments. They're leaving more of the container ships are leaving half empty and prompting more shipping companies to cancel voyages or to lower prices for shipping, which is pretty amazing. The price, the spot cost of shipping a 40-foot container 4 weeks ago was $5,700. Today it's $2,700. They're desperate. Right? The ships are empty or half empty. Meanwhile, the number of blank sailings is surging. These are basically voyages that were canceled. They call them blank sailings, but because there's no ship, there's nothing happening. That has doubled to more than 40%. 40% of all ships expected over the next month simply are not leaving China. They're just not coming. Ain't happening. Not going to happen. So the question in my mind is, what kind of damage is this going to do to Trump? He's already down in the 40s. His approval ratings are underwater on pretty much every issue. And more people are out in the streets. Louise and I are going to drive around tomorrow, Saturday, and look for demonstrations. We'll see what's going on. I've got to hit Indivisible and 5051 and see what's going on this weekend here in Portland or in Vancouver. But wild stuff. I think we are looking at something close to a turning point. And, Trump this morning, he was holding a press conference, he was saying, oh yeah, they are talking to China. Who is they? Well, I'm not going to tell you who they is. Well, they is probably what? India?